Hey, it's Jeff Walker, and I'm just back from Dallas where I got to go backstage with the Rolling Stones. They were putting on a show there, and it was just an amazing experience because I've been a Stones fan forever, and I got to go back and check out all of Mick Jagger's guitars and Keith Richards' guitars and Ron Wood's guitars, and check their whole stage, their whole set, their setup of all their gear. I actually got to play one of Mick Jagger's guitars for just a little bit, which was pretty wild because then an hour later he's on stage playing it. So that was pretty cool. It was just a really, really special experience for me. They're playing in this stadium that, I don't know, must have held 50 or 60,000 people. So just even being on stage and looking out and seeing 50 or 60,000 empty seats was just absolutely amazing. And so I just I did have a few takeaways. I'm always thinking of you, and what I want to tell you about, what my takeaways for these kinds of amazing experiences are. And so one of them was that, the Stones are this huge act, and they've been this huge act for 50 plus years, and we're in this stadium where, I don't know, it must have been 60,000 seats. It's obviously a very big production. And they're doing this tour, and I think they got 15 dates or something like that, where they're playing all these stadiums. If you just add up the number of people, I don't know, it's like over 500,000 people they're going to be playing for. Absolutely amazing. But then when I was backstage and I was like in their VIP room and rubbing shoulders with Mick Jagger's daughter and his son, and actually Charlie Watts, the drummer, his granddaughter. And, of course, I didn't even know who they were when I first was hanging out, rubbing shoulders with them. But the amazing thing was, in all of this, backstage and in that VIP room, the family atmosphere it was. A lot of these, they've been working together for a long time. The Stones have been touring forever, and a lot of the people have been with them for 10, 15, 20 years. And just how close-knit it was, and what an incredible family type of feeling it was back there. And that's interesting for me because my team is very much, I've got this incredible team, we've got this great vibe, and but I always thought, boy, if we get a lot bigger, we might lose that. We might lose that family. How big can we get with this kind of a family experience and this family feeling and this total community feeling within my team? And to be able to go and see basically something very similar backstage for the Stones and this just epic tour they're doing, it was just really, really cool. It's like, wow, I guess that proves you can push the envelope. You can have that great, super tight-knit team even as you grow bigger and bigger. So that was really, really cool. Another takeaway I had was, and this is sort of like how I got backstage for this tour, and is that you just never know who's on your list. You never know, because what happened was, at first I got to give a shout out to Derek Phelps, who just hooked me up 100%, gave me this full tour, arranged everything for me. Well, Derek read my book. He joined my list. He was on my email list. Then he noticed, actually in one of these videos, that I had a Rolling Stones tour shirt from their last tour, and he just wrote out of the blue, sent an email, and it said, "Hey, I'm the guitar tech for Daryl Jones, who's their bass player, and I'd love to have you come out as my guest and give you a full stage tour and totally hook you up." And that was just absolutely amazing. Again, thank you, Derek. Excuse me, just really, really excited. But you just never know who's on your email list. I didn't know Derek was there, and another shout out, if anyone wants to do the same thing for me for, like, say, U2 or Bruce Springsteen, I'd love to hear from you. But the thing is I've seen this over and over through the years. Like way back when I was publishing about the stock market, and I had the most, amateurish site, but I had a newsletter. I had a pretty good following, and I built up a large following with that newsletter. But even in the early days when I didn't have a super large following, one day I got an email from a guy. He was like the president of a major mutual fund firm, and he just happened to be, at that time I was in the Denver area, and he was visiting Denver, and he took me out to dinner, which was pretty cool because I didn't have much money then, so going to a fancy dinner was pretty special for me. And the deal ended up not going through, but for a while we were talking about doing a deal together where we could work with each other, where I could give them exposure in exchange for a lot of other compensation from them. So here's like the president of a large mutual fund company is sitting there subscribing to my very humble, simple, free email newsletter about the stock market. I've seen this over and over and over again. Once I had a man who's now become a friend of mine, Chad, who he was on my list. He came to one of my high-end events. Well, it turns out Chad sold his business to Google. He had a sort of a .com-ish business. He sold his business to Google for $1.3 billion, billion with a B. He was on my email list. I've seen this over and over. My clients have seen it over and over. Ruth Basinski, who is one of my Plat Plus members, she publishes about mental health and mindfulness. And Ruth, she was at an event. She had the Surgeon General of the United States Army. So the top medical person in the entire United States Army come up to her and say, "Hi, Ruth, I get your emails. I read your emails. I watch your videos." So you just never know. That's why I'm such a huge proponent of building your presence, building your platform, and most importantly, building your email list. Because in addition to all the other things that come from it, the leads, the sales, everything, you also get amazing positioning as a publisher. People will see you as an expert, and you will likely have amazing people join your list. People that can give you backstage tours for a Rolling Stones concert. So that's a couple takeaways from my Rolling Stones backstage tour, backstage experience. If you're watching this anywhere else besides at my blog at jeffwalker.com, head on over there. That's where all the goodies are. That's where I'm down there in the comments interacting. Hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't like the video, hit the thumbs down button. It doesn't matter to me. Leave me a comment, like my page, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know the drill. Just give me some reaction. Let me know what you think. Tell me what you'd like to hear in an upcoming video. And let's go get them this week.